T.D. Ryan Unleashed is brought to you by Scott Zyman, your State Farm insurance agent. Scott can help you save money bundling your home and auto insurance. Call 815-748-3101 or stop by at 2587 Sycamore Road, Suite D in DeKalb. Like a good neighbor, Scott Zyman and State Farm are there. Pizza Villa, pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and more at 824 West Lincoln Highway in DeKalb. For delivery or pickup, call 815-758-8116 or go to pizzavilla.com. My Insurance Guys in Sycamore, family-owned, local, reliable. My Insurance Guys cover Medicare to auto and everything in between. Call us in Sycamore at 815-899-0950. My Insurance Guy, business, auto, home, life, and health at myinsurancegyguy.com. And Eldercare Services of DeKalb County, safe, secure, and supported, helping you stay at home where you want to be. Call 815-758-6550 or stop in at 1701 East Lincoln Highway in DeKalb or on the web at ecsdekalb.org.
Also brought to you by Blue Silo Orchard. Blue Silo Orchard would like to invite you to their orchard at 19387 Tower Road in Rochelle. You can find us on Facebook at Blue Silo Orchard for up-to-date hours. We now have a variety of apples and pears and along with pumpkins and even some sunflowers left. You can find us on Facebook at bluesiloorchard.com. That's bluesiloorchard.com. Welcome into T.D. Ryan Unleashed news podcast number 21. Joined as always at the oak tree of the news department, Dan Lynch. Dan, how you doing this morning, my friend?
Better than I deserve.
All right, is that because the Bears won on Sunday? You were doing better? Or?
4 in a row, and my kids are like, Dad, this team wins?
And we have a special guest with us today. Another first here on our podcast, news podcast number 21, as we have our guest has brought his own intro music. So without further ado, here is our special guest for news podcast number 21.
I'm like a stranger in my own hometown. I'm like a stranger in my own hometown.
All right, I'll thank you. Thank you very much. And now let's find out why our mystery guest chose that as his intro music.
Hello,
Who is our mystery guest?
Justin Carlson.
Enter and sign in, please. If you're old in the dirt, you remember that when they enter in with the guess my what's my line. But why that intro? So I'm a stranger in my own town. What's that all about?
I always think everyone should have an introduction song before they come on. And for the last 6 months, I have felt like a stranger in my own hometown. So prior to becoming alderman, everywhere I went, everyone I help, everyone that asked me, hey, Just, now it's, hey, alderman, can I talk to you?
All right.
Hey, alderman, can I talk to you? And I don't know that guy yet.
Okay.
But I don't know him. So when I was thinking of a song to play today to put me in, I feel like a stranger in my own home.
All right, but no negative connotations there.
No negative. No, I love it, actually. I actually love it. And I love always playing Elvis.
All right.
And you got to pick a song. And everyone out there, always remember, there's been 47 presidents, but only one king.
Oh, that is a great quote. I like that. Well, Dan's going to share some news, and Justin's going to comment on the news as he feels right. And we're going to talk about our obits and sports and birthdays and this day in history, thanks to our friends at the DeKalb County History Center. We'll have our news quiz coming up as well and a chance to win a free gallon of apple cider from our friends at Blue Silo Orchard, plus a gift certificate to Pizza Villa, pizza, pasta, and sandwiches and more, and tickets to go see the latest production at the Stagecoach Theater. But the first and foremost, Dan, I'm going to start out with the news, is the reconfiguration there on First Street. The city of DeKalb has approved a new significant plan, a signalized plan for the intersection on North First Street and Sycamore Road after scrapping a controversial roundabout proposal. The redesigned plan, approved on October 14, 2025, will reconfigure the traffic lanes to improve safety and traffic flow. And Justin, why it's perfect to have you in here, not that you're mouthy and speak a lot,
yes.
But you did this, right? Tell people how your background here. And we should point out, Justin is the 4th Ward Alderman in DeKalb. Tell us about your background and why you're familiar with this stuff.
I've been an IBEW 196 electrician for 27 years. Traffic signals and street lighting is my expertise. I'm a level 2 technician, IMSA. I'm local aid out of Chicago, fiber optics. Basically, I was born into it. I've been messing around with traffic signals ever since I was a kid. I've been a foreman, a project coordinator, a president of a company, owner of a contractor. So I've seen it pretty much all since 1989 to now.
All right, and when we first had you on a couple of months ago, we talked about the roundabout proposal. We knew there was a I don't know how you described it, like a made-up thing. Like we knew it wasn't going to happen. People started rumors about taking property from the Elwood property there, but obviously we've come cooler heads have prevailed here at this point.
Yeah, and what it was, I said this way back a year ago. I was an alderman. I wasn't even thinking of running almost for alderman at that point. going, why are you guys all bringing this up? Well, I know with the roundabout, you'll always do a survey of an intersection that is old or it's now needs to be revamped. And that one, definitely. The pipes underground are so small, you're not going to be able to add any more wires. So you go out there and the city did their due diligence. You find out any plan you can. You check with the state to see how much money they'll give. Then you look at roundabout or a new traffic signal intersection. If roundabout's free and a new traffic signal intersection that's interconnected with lighting costs you about $500,000, which one are you going to look at more?
All right, but now we're committed to changing the configuration here, and
Yes.
obviously a lot of people don't figure about what's underneath the ground and how that has
No.
to be come into play there, right?
A smart man once told me about 20 years ago, there's more in the ground than buried treasure. And if you knew what's under your feet of all the utilities, and that is what predicates an intersection. ComEd, AT&T, all of these different utilities and gas, it's all under the ground or overhead. They have to move everything if you're going to redo something. And I'm sorry, I've said this for years, ComEd's more powerful than the state. They are. I've always looked at it as it goes railroad, then it goes tollway, then it goes IDOT, then it goes God, then it goes everyone else.
So God is fourth.
God is fourth when you're in construction, and anybody that works construction agrees with me.
That sounds like a bumper sticker right there.
It truly is. And so with this, now I give the city, again, props. They looked at it was with the negativity, all just because there was an election. And I'm going to say that until my dying breath. All that you read on social media was people trying to get a negative towards our city manager or mayor, and then the other people that were running, I'm going to say Alderwoman Larson, to try to give a negative connotation towards her when all of it was all just an idea at that time. It's never in my last 6 months ever been brought up at city council.
Well, that was the ironic thing, that it never
That was.
actually came up.
Come on. It's the facts are there now. And guess what? Things like this will happen again in another year when it's an election cycle. It's quiet now, then it'll all raise up and everyone will throw their hands up in the air. It's look really into it and realize there's going to be people that are going to look at it and then come up with the best idea that's also under the budget.
All right, so we'll get into the details about this, but Dan, why don't you do a little news story here, and then we'll talk more about the specifics of this new intersection plan.
Got it. This was a crash at an intersection. One person dead in a two-vehicle wreck. This was at Route 64 and County Line Road north of Maple Park. According to the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office, just after 9 a.m. Monday, a Mazda stopped at the stop sign on County Line, wanting to proceed south. Deputies say the car entered the intersection and was T-boned by a westbound Chevy Traverse. The driver of the Chevy, a 62-year-old Maple Park female, was taken to KCH. She had non-life-threatening injuries. The driver of the Mazda declared dead at KCH. Been identified as a 25-year-old male, Ethan Wartuk of Mount Prospect.
So again, I sound like an old person when we talk about how fast kids are driving now, but I think this is the second fatality in the last 24 hours that we had. And then there's
Sycamore.
the kid on the motorcycle there. Unfortunately, yeah, because the kid on the motorcycle was from Northern. I just saw that there, and that's very sad. But the speeding is just out of control. I mean, and even on short little spurts, especially Sycamore Road, DeKalb Avenue, people just seem to think that they can just go whatever speed they want.
It's driving, talking, everything. Everybody's in such a big damn hurry. And for people old like us, I'm not in a hurry. Slow the hell down. Slow down when you talk too. Like, let's have stories again. I've said this many a time. People are now their cell phones. And when you K me in a conversation, K, you're your phone. You're not a human anymore.
Yeah.
And it's the same way that I seen when people watching shows, they fast forward. And now driving, they just got to get there as soon as they can. And everyone's in their way. Calm down. Because you're just going to keep, I always said this in construction. I never called vehicles. I called them weapons. Because that's what they are. The car beats human. Car beats bike. Car beats motorcycle. Truck beats car. They're weapons. And I said that to IDOT in every single meeting I've ever been in all around the state of Illinois. They're weapons treated that way.
Well, let's use that as a segue to talk about this new intersection now in DeKalb, but first in Sycamore Road. Realign lanes to improve the flow of traffic for people that know that area. The new left turn lane. Now, that's the one we're talking. I'll talk about that. For motorists driving south on Sycamore Road, turning east on the Fisk Avenue. Why is that so important?
It's so smart because right now there's 2 through lanes. You do not have a right turn. You do not have a dedicated left is what it's called. So now with the dedicated left, and there is one for southbound.
Yeah.
If you look at every intersection, don't take my advice, just while you're driving, the left lanes line up. If you go straight, you go right into that other car that's opposite going left.
Right.
So now make that a left and a left only. Now the people they're going to turn into that to go into the Elwood House or go to NIU have the dedicated left. Then anyone that's going straight or right are in the right lane. Now in a perfect world, you want a dedicated right as well. Then you have a through. The problem is you can't change houses and apartments and drainage. There's a lot to it. That's why there's so many people, engineers, that get on board. The state will. That's another thing too, that is not a state route. However, every city I've ever worked in, and I've worked in a ton, they follow what's called MUTCD standards. Those are the standards from the state. And you would too, because if you look at it, the state cannot be sued for any kind of vehicular accident. So now, wouldn't you then as a city follow what the state does so you don't? And so on and so on.
Okay, and the funding now, I remember, because with the roundabout, it was going to be like 70% federal, another 20%. It was 90%, okay.
And now I believe, and it's once again, I'm saying this, I give kudos again. I know everybody doesn't like to give props and kudos to people. They'd rather rip them. I don't. I give kudos when you do the right thing. The city looked at it. I think they can still get 90-10 because they're not going to build a whole new intersection. They're going to add a mast arm. They're going to basically widen it. And you needed that anyway for the buses. My initial idea was to close 2 lanes in all direction or 1 lane just for buses. But that's why I'm not an engineer.
All right, well, yeah, let's not go, because we're moving forward on this one now. And then the biggest one that obviously, one reconfigured northbound lane, 1 northbound right turn lane, extended northbound merge area, revised sidewalk plan for pedestrians. That's the biggest concern for people because obviously there's a school right there. And so how do you see this making the kids more safe now in terms of crossing the street?
I brought it up at council and I'm going to bring it up again and again. On South 4th Street, if you go past the old high school, which is Huntley now, they put up, they're called rapid fire beacons. And all they are is flashing, and you can program those when the school's there, during school hours. You can even program of days off, holidays, all those things. You have that come up, you lower it down to 20 miles an hour, and then, just like at the roundabout over on Lucinda, which I love, by the way.
Yeah, I haven't heard any complaints about that.
I drive it all the time, and now we have a quad. We actually have a university with a quad. It's great being in 2025. But they have these rapid fire beacons with push buttons that now you can cross. If they want to put those in, they're solar operated. They're very cheap. Over by the plaza, if you see those, I physically installed those.
Okay.
About 10, 15 years ago. So one man can install them. One man or woman can maintenance them. They're very cheap. And the batteries over on South 4th Street lasted 15 years.
Very good. So what roughly a rough time frame for this? Obviously, you can't be doing this while the kids are in school, right? So this is going to be a summer project as far as you know? Again, you don't know exactly, but
it's no matter what, you're going to disrupt things. And I'm sure it's going to make everyone mad because of the bridge. Remember the bridge being shut down? And see, I'm not a parent, but I talk to a lot of parents and that pissed a lot of people off.
Oh, yes.
And now you're going to shut it down again. But I believe you can either put up temporaries and then do your job or single lanes. So I'm itching to see how they're going to do this. Typically, when you're going to reconstruct an entire traffic signal intersection again, you'll put up wood poles and temporary signals. That way you can slide them, move lanes, do whatever. In this case, I think they're just going to add on and keep it going. But don't quote me on that.
Well, the big hang up with the First Street Bridge was the fact that the utilities, right? So now I'm assuming that the city will have all their ducks in a row before they even begin to break ground on something like this.
They will. And one of the first one is, if you're going to widen it, I've been out there, the cabinet, the controller for the corner is on the south side. It's very close because it was built in probably 1975.
Okay.
It's very close to the curb. Now you have to follow also the rules of today. So if you're going to move that, it's almost grandfathered. Once you move it, that's all, it's like moving your heart. If you think of that in your body, how are you going to make all the other pipes, tubes, veins, and everything go to it? It's the same thing. Now, on the north side, ComEd's right there. Can't wait for that conversation. if they'll move all their wood poles in their service. But I really think, because I think Bill Nicholas is a smart cookie, our new engineer that they hired, I worked with him before back in North Aurora, and that real smart guy.
Okay, so we have a new engineer now.
We do, and he's a great guy. I worked with him 10 years ago. I had to look up the email, and I still have it from when he was at North Aurora and CB Berg. And we worked at the Oberweis out there, on,
sure.
What is that, is it Farnsworth or whatever? Anyway, great guy. I was reading our emails, really smart. I know.
And what's his name? Who's our new?
It's John, and then I'm going to mess it up because it's Polish.
Okay.
It's like my parents both married Polish people, and I mess it up all the time.
All right, we'll just leave it.
Draganowski.
Just leave it at John.
Yeah, it ends in a ski.
All right. All right, Dan, what you got there, my friend?
A man was arrested for stalking in DeKalb. According to arrest documents, a DeKalb resident called police saying her ex had been stalking her for 2 months following their breakup. 44-year-old Samuel Herrera Mata of Loves Park accused of showing up uninvited to the female's home, her workplace, her church. He followed her to the grocery store. Female also discovered on 2 separate occasions a GPS tracking device attached to her vehicle.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
When police confronted Herrera Mata about the aforementioned incidents, he confessed. He's now charged with stalking, which in this case is a class 4 felony.
Wow. Boy, in this day and age, too, it's so easy to get those little devices now to track somebody and just to, you wouldn't think the person would do it, but then.
Oh, and then Facebook. That's why if you ever see my Facebook account, I go on vacations. I don't post them. I don't post anything to where people know where I am or what I'm doing. Because a stalker can. You can easily just see that and see where they visited, where they go, what their routine is. It's scary.
Well, that's why we have Safe Passage here. Unfortunately, we need Safe Passage so dearly, and of course, they're trying to build a new building there. But again, think of that scenario where this guy knows where you live, he knows where you work. There's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to go. I mean, you get a restraining order, but that worth about the paper that it's written on. So,
and I think I mentioned this before. I think it's the majority of the calls we always hear about crime in DeKalb. The number one call in is domestic. Mm-hmm. And if you look back in history, and I don't have the answers to this, loved ones, therapists, almost no one can get through to that. I'm just going to call it straight, the crazies that will look at a woman or a man that way and feel they own them. Mm. I don't know how you get that divide out of someone's brain. With me, I've been dumped. I've done the dumping. And I move on. I've never stalked or hid, or I never understand it in my mind because it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. All right. So again, support Safe Passage if you can, because a great group of great work that they do. What else you got there, Dan?
DeKalb's loose leaf collection begins.
Hey now,
Monday, the 27th.
With that machine.
It'll go through December 5th. You are asked to rake the leaves parallel to the curb. No branches or rocks. PD.
And don't put them in the gutter, right, Dan? That's where you
do not place them in the street.
Pet peeve, the people putting them in the street, and then the rain comes and all those leaves go into the gutter.
We just had that last week.
Yes.
With that big rain.
Right.
And I was out there digging everybody's gutters out on Best Avenue.
And the new road configuration, I'm so grateful that my street, 10th Street, has been done, but they kind of did away with the curbs. There's no curbs anymore, and I'm going to talk to, we're going to have Andy Ryan here in a couple of weeks. We're going to get all the details about that. But
love Andy.
But good to know that they're moving forward on that. And again, I know a lot of people, I used to burn the leaves, I'll be honest with you, Justin. They used to be allowed to burn leaves. And then
oh, you're not?
The last time, no.
He had a roach clip and everything, right?
Yeah. No, and I did it with some damp leaves, and I had 2 or 3 neighbors called, and the fire department showed up at my house, and it was very embarrassing. And I felt bad that they brought the fire truck, because we put it out with a bucket. But I was burning the leaves. I was putting smoke in the air, and I realized when people with breathing conditions and stuff, especially when we had that haze from Canada, I realized how bad that is. And if 2 or 3 people in the neighborhood are doing it, that's really bad.
Do you want to know what I do? And I know this may sound stupid, and people see me doing it and probably think I've lost it, and they might be right. But I blow all the leaves to the in between the sidewalk and the curb, and then I take my mower and I mulch them all down to the
Okay.
And it's because my neighbor Marcy yells at me about my leaves are going.
Well,
in
that's
your
a
yard.
fact. That is.
And
That's
I
a fact.
tell her, I go, Marcy, that's God, not me. I just blow them to the curb. God blows them over to you.
All right.
So they'll start in the south end of town. I just want to finish this up.
Oh, yeah, please.
They'll start in the south and then work north. There are 3 dates in November where they will not be collected. The 11th, 27th, and 28th. You can also use DEKALB Lakeshore Recycling.
Now, what's the rule at the Lynch household? Because he has many hands who do much raking, but do you rake? Or some people say just leave the leaves on the lawn.
I've done that because Spiel told us, the meteorologist told me to mow them.
Yeah.
See, you do it too?
Yeah.
All right, man, see?
We got our lawn advice from the meteorologist, yes.
So,
Tom Skilling.
but if again with LRS, it's got to be in. You can put it in your container or biodegradable bags.
Right, okay. Now, a big question I always wonder, when's the last time you cut the lawn for the year? I'm going to cut mine this weekend and that's it. I'm
Mine was
cutting it off.
about 2 or 3 weeks ago,
Oh, you're done now.
and well, with the frost, it's really not growing.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
Justin?
it hasn't. I mow 4 dogs. And a couple of them are pretty big.
All right, so when are you all done for the year then? When are you,
I'm
when's
going
the
to
last
mow a couple of probably this weekend probably, because I'm looking at the weather.
Okay, because we're recording this on the 23rd. Yeah, so we're going to people
I'll
finishing up
probably-
here. Now, this is a serious story. This was in the Northern Star. I forget, we have a wonderful newspaper, the Northern Star, over there at the NIU campus. An unknown number of NIU students enlisted in the National Guard have been called to serve under orders, according to an email distributed by the NIU faculty, the executive vice president, and the provost. I always love the term I don't know what it is,
Me too.
but I always want to be a provost.
Yeah.
Lori Elsh Piper on Monday. They may have less than 24 hours to report for duty. A leave of absence will be granted for those serving the National Guard during this time. Now, I never thought about the NIU students, right? Because they're in class right now. So
You
they're going to
can-
be called out for this and
Our mayor
within 24 hours.
Called out, not for National Guard, but back in the day of, what was it, the Iraq War? Here, he and I were going to Kish. He's out of the Army, the mayor, Cohen. And all of a sudden, boom, he gets called, shipped out to Washington State to train to go to war. So, yeah, they can call you up at any time they want.
Now, the university is responsible for providing them a pass, right, or a grant for this
Yeah,
until they come back.
fails.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think they even reimburse them, which is nuts.
Yeah, so there it is. I mean, so talk about hitting it home. Here you got these NIU students going off to report.
And you know, I see all the stuff online, everything that's happening. I work in Chicago a lot. I was just there last week. I'm almost there every week during the week. And of course, I don't see anything. But am I going to look for it
Right.
in those spots? No. I haven't seen it be this big problem that when I go on social media, oh my God, it's like it's burning to the ground. And I get shot the moment I
Well, yeah,
walk
they
in.
showed that with the No Kings rally. They said there was a anarchist, and they showed the old people like myself singing, "This land is your land, this land is my land." He goes, "Yeah, look at the anarchy, look at all." But again, if people, that's what we have in America. We have the right to protest, right? So get out
Yes.
there and let
Go
your
ahead.
voice be heard there. And speaking of which, DEKALB began preparation for the general primary election. The first day of filing from 8:30 to 10 o'clock on October 27th at the DeKalb County Administrative Building. The last day of filing is from 8:30 to 5 p.m. on November 3rd. Now, Justin, you ran for office. Obviously, you won, and we had a thing with Lynn Wynn, who apparently registered early for the last vote, and we won't get all the details of that. But tell us about this now, why it's important. You know, we had Matt Duffy here last week telling us about
Matt.
how we're encouraging people to run for office locally.
Well, actually, it's a good segue because I've told a lot of my friends that are protesting and saying, what can I do? I go, run for office.
Yeah.
Rather than just a one-time thing, if all of us, and now we're in our 50s, if you're that committed to either you love the world or you hate it, run for office. Then you actually do. I'm living proof of that. You actually get to vote on it. Now, this might be controversial.
Uh-oh.
There we go. But that whole thing that happened in the election, I'll say right now, that was a stunt. And it was a bad stunt. And it cost us $100,000. And I've heard everything across it. It was a stunt to get the D. And that's why everybody with the D, you're starting to lose people.
Well, let's explain what happened. Now, Lynn Wynn was going to run, and so she registered, I guess, a week early for what's up.
I heard it was a couple weeks early.
Okay, for filing her petition. So then she found out that she wasn't on the ballot. So then
And
we had to have a
just
special.
really quick, my proof that it's a stunt. This is my opinion. is, okay, do that to get the D. Then you can always come in on the day we were all there. All of us were all there first thing in the morning and do it that way too. There's a way that the taxpayers don't have to pay $100,000. Now, if that other thing doesn't work, you did it the way we all did. Go for your D, and then if not, the independent. What a great, and that's what a leader does. And I'm sorry, I had a big problem with that. I still do have a problem with it. It was a stunt, and people came after that stunt. What I love is the result, not the $100,000 that we all lost because of her. I love that the people saw through it. And it wasn't just.
Well, now she did well. She was second in the election. So.
By how much, man?
Well, but still, I mean, compared, there were two of the candidates as well.
True. But, and that's another thing that gets me in trouble. Why I'm a stranger in.
Well, we want you to speak your piece here.
Because when I talk to people in town, I ask them right away, did you vote? Because 8 out of 10 of you that walk up to me and say something, you didn't.
Didn't, I know. What do we have, 13%?
19%.
19%.
19%. And I look at it as, and I said this the last time I was here, and I'm going to say it forever. If you didn't vote, don't bitch. That's what my dad taught me.
Now, Dan, you probably know, I didn't realize this. Ballot placement is said to be determined by order of which petitions are filed. A filing lottery will be held more than 2 candidates of the same office are in line at 8:30 a.m. on the first day of filing, or if those candidates file on the last hour, 4 to 5 p.m. on the last day, the lottery is set to take place at 3 p.m. on November 12th if needed. So the sooner you get there, but even if I see you a couple of people ahead of me in line, we're both going to get equal opportunities there. Huh?
Yeah, and I was there and all of us, and I was very accommodating. I'm the new guy. But another thing I noticed, and this will probably upset people, but I've been saying it all along, was, okay, the rules are you have to, for your ward and the amount of people, you have to get X amount of minimum signatures. They're going to check them to make sure. So, of course, TD, if you're running, wouldn't you go for the maximum?
Oh, sure, as opposed to just having the minimum, yeah.
What I look at in a candidate, once again, my opinion, is if you don't go for the maximum with the initial, the first time you're running, or each time you're running, you're not going to go for the maximum as my leader, or as someone that I'm going to look up to. And I'd love if you could go back. Who gave the maximum? Who gave the minimum?
Now, we had...
I can tell you if you like.
No, we'll leave that alone.
The minimum's lost. And they got it. I love DEKALB that you did.
All right, very good. Well, yeah, we're talking to Matt Duffy about that, about the fact that that you want to have all your I's dotted, and we had a problem with them not being clipped, right? The signatures were not in the right binding. I mean, so these are the things you have to know before, because God forbid you get nailed on something like that.
And you know what I did? Just because, and I'm not going to bring up names. I said I wouldn't. But I knew someone was going to FOIA mine. I knew they were going to come after. So my maximum, I knew that person's a Republican. So everyone on my list was a Republican voter.
So for an example...
Come after me, guy, and then go after your own people.
How many signatures did you have to run for office in DEKALB?
I needed 85 maximum.
85 maximum.
And what I loved, and I wanted to just do the minimum because it was 34.
Oh, was that it?
And I wanted to turn in, he's my idol, I wanted to put in 34 for Peyton and my brother.
Well, that's a good thing to know.
The maximum.
All right, very good. All right, Dan, what else you got for news, my friend?
I know who he was talking about.
You know, everyone will figure it out. But no name dropping.
October is Fire Prevention Month, and the Kirkland Fire Department is hosting its community open house this Saturday, 9 to 2. You are invited. Kirkland Fire Station, Route 72. Free event will feature fire safety demos, a smoke trailer.
Hey, now.
What kind of smoke? Leaves?
Dan spent a lot of time in a smoke trailer back in the day.
I have too.
Face painting, and water fights for the youngsters. A car cutting exhibition will take place too, and a helicopter landing is scheduled for between 10 and noon. The event also includes food and will be available, refreshments, and visitors get to meet the firefighters and the 2 fire dogs.
Oh, cool.
One whose name is Sparky. I didn't get the other name.
Are they Dalmatians? Do they have to be Dalmatians?
I don't know.
You don't have to.
No? Okay.
I asked that too, TV.
Oh, that's the important questions there.
I'm thinking of that dog and the Little Rascals with
With the patch.
Oh, yeah. We're old, man.
All right.
We're bringing up Elvis, the Little Rascals.
Speaking of city councils, we call that a nice segue in the business. Dave Stauffer is coming back. Dave is going to fill the vacant 4th Ward seat in Sycamore.
Oh, I liked him. He was.
He seems like a real go-to guy. Dave Stauffer was appointed unanimous council vote on Monday to fill the vacant 4th slot. Ben Bumpus. Now, I was going to have Ben on next week because Ben is the guy who videotapes the Sycamore city council meetings and puts it on Facebook. But Ben has moved, so he had to give up his seat. So Dave will take over again. Bumpus resigned in May of 2023 because he moved. And so Stauffer will step in and we'll talk to him. I guess like the mafia, right? They draw you back in. So Dave Stauffer. Now, do you know David? You know everybody. You know David Stauffer?
You know what I'm bad at? I could say yes. I'm so good at face. I'm horrible with names anymore. I know so many faces, and then when they say, "Oh, it's Dave," oh, that's right, man. And I'm just bad.
Okay.
So I'm sure I probably know him. I was actually the first 3 months of my life. I was raised in Sycamore. My mom graduated from Sycamore High School. My aunts, my whole mom's side of the family is Sycamore. So a very, very part of my heart goes to Sycamore. And with any decision I make, so everyone knows that. I am thinking of Sycamore.
So you have a little Sycamore blood in there, huh?
But I think of him as DEKALB's little brother. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't. Now you're like Trump with
Yeah.
Canada. Don't go there.
Yeah.
Don't be calling Sycamore DEKALB's little brother.
We got the university.
All right, that's Justin Carlson. Let's go on the
Hey,
record.
you brought up
Justin
Passage.
Carlson.
Did you know they don't have
calling Sycamore the little brother of DEKALB. Let's go on
It's
the record.
Champaign-Urbana, Bloomington Normal, DEKALB Sycamore.
All right.
You get a lot of passes being the little brother, Sycamore. Don't be mad at me.
No. All right, Dan, you got any more? You got another news story, my friend?
I just got one more
Okay.
states.
Perfect.
A state story. A Republican gubernatorial candidate Darren Bailey's campaign released a statement saying, following the death of Bailey's son,
Yes.
Zach, and his family. According to the release, Zachary Bailey and his wife Kelsey and their children, a 12-year-old Veda Rose and 7-year-old Samuel, they died in a helicopter crash in Montana.
Yeah.
Zachary and Kelsey's 10-year-old son Finn was not on the helicopter.
I know, it's so sad. It is. Can't even. There's really not a lot to say about that. Let's just move on.
Just peace be with you.
Yeah.
That's it. When things like that happen, it reminds me of the Kobe Bryant, which I was a big Kobe Bryant fan. To have him on that helicopter and his daughter went with him.
Yeah.
And it's just that's what really hit me.
Yeah. All right, let's switch to sports here now. And again, we can't give local sports justice, so we just kind of touch on things. And the thing I saw here, this was getting from the our friends over at the Northern Star. DeKalb University spends $9,254,000 on football teams in 2024. DeKalb County's now it says 2 colleges. I'm assuming they mean Kishwaukee College. I never heard of 2 colleges in DeKalb County. Invested $9 million, over $9 million for the football teams in 2024, a 26% increase from the findings of the previous year, according to the U.S. Department of Education. This represents 36% of all money invested in sports teams at the 2 colleges at the county. Obviously, they're talking about NIU, but Justin, we know all the money is being made by the football team, right? Mostly. The basketball team brings in some money too, but
Actually,
that's a lot of money, $9 million. I mean,
it's way more to the big programs. My mom actually worked for the University of Michigan, and she told me, you wouldn't believe it was millions just on the airfare for the football team. However, because she handled all the money, I got to meet Bo Schembechler because of that.
Okay.
So I'm in my mom's office, and she goes, Justin, I can show you this. Without football at the college, there are no other sports. Not just women's sports. There's no baseball. There's no field hockey. There's no tennis. There's no anything. So for anyone to say, oh, well, football control, yeah, it does.
it does. Well, here's the, where does it say here? The college football is one of the biggest sports in the United States, with some college teams eclipsing NFL teams in terms of attendance and profit.
It is.
I mean, what does Michigan hold? 100,000 people, right? Ohio State, 100,000. It's like
Do you remember when NIU played there with, who was the little running back?
Garrett Wolf.
Garrett Wolf.
Yeah.
I went to that game. There was
Okay.
almost a riot after it. It was awesome, though. 100,000 people, because the Bears Stadium's only 70. When you're in 100,000, and now they pay the players.
Right, that's here at the end. It says 2022, after years of legal legislative pressure, athletes also gain the right to profit from their names, images, and likeness through the state law and through the NCAA policy change.
And they should. Why? Because they're putting their likeness on video games for the Madden. I know the college one's called different. their likeness on their jerseys, all these things. The NCAA is making bank. I almost compare it to the Olympics. When you see that the Olympic makes all this, but what does it do for the cities that they're in?
Or the athletes, yeah.
Yeah, or the
Well, you
athletes.
mentioned Garrett Wolf.
Check that out.
If you remember Garrett Wolf during the heyday there with the when NIU was awesome, they had a Garrett Wolf cutout, and I remember he was in a couple of banks and stuff. I don't think he received one penny from any of that. So
they get nothing, and the NCAA gets it, or the university. But then it followed the money. That's been since Nixon that I can remember, is follow the money. And when you see it, like you said, that's why, just look at the coaches. College coaches don't have to go to the pros anymore because they're making $15 million a year. They're making more. Check Saban and all those. It is a cash cow. And now with the gambling, I still say, and it's another thing that gets me in trouble.
don't get started.
I believe the gambling problem right now is worse than drugs. I really do.
Oh yeah, it's so easy. Just,
It is so easy. They're teaching little kids. Watch a pregame. When I was a kid, I watched Brent Musburger and Johnny the Greek and all that, and he couldn't.
Jimmy the Greek, yeah.
He couldn't say anything about gambling, and they didn't teach me how to gamble before I watched a football game. They're teaching the kids, then tying in Nickelodeon.
well, my biggest peeve was Drew Brees. I love Drew Brees, and supposedly a born again athlete. And the next minute, I see him doing a spot for gambling, a gambling spot. I'm like, Drew, what's the deal, man? Come on, it's like you're encouraging these people to gamble.
And what I love too is the radio stations that are more holier than thou and all that about the who endorses what. Every time you hear a gambling, I'll do it real quick. Yeah, gamble on this side, gamble on this. If you have a problem with gambling, go to this side.
Yeah, right at the end, yes.
Right there ought to open your eyes going, Vegas, scam, house wins. You're going to lose all your damn money.
Dan, give us your quick take on gambling, because obviously the state of Illinois benefits greatly by people gambling. So, I mean, you kill the golden goose. You know, it's like marijuana.
it's an
people are going to
addiction.
smoke.
It's an addiction.
Why not make money on it, though? But
It's a vice. This segment is brought to you by FanDuel.
There you go.
I mean, this morning, NBA, I went to the Bulls game last
Did you see that? Yeah,
night.
go.
And this morning,
Chauncey Billups. and all
Chauncey
that.
Billups, who's a great guy and has a sterling reputation in hoops, was arrested.
Indicted. It's full indictments.
we're at the game or what? I mean,
No, for
this
gambling.
morning-
Him and 30 other people, players, it's going to come out. And I'm sorry,
It
Dan,
just,
No,
it
yeah,
just
I
broke at
was-
8:24 this morning.
well, yeah, because
I heard it.
there was a referee a couple of years ago that got busted that was throwing games. I remember that. But,
Donaghy, yeah.
yeah.
And it's connected. Can you believe this? You're going to hear this story. It's connected to the 5 families. And my mom called me. She goes, I thought the mob was gone. I go, no, the mob never goes. And if you really look around, everything's the mob mentality. Everyone gets a taste. That's why everything's so expensive. Back in the day, it wasn't like that. But now, check out. Everybody gets a taste of something. Well, then, what does it go to? And with the gambling, how long's the machine's been in town? 10, 12 years?
Yeah.
I swear to you, on my brother, I haven't put $1.
Well, no,
machine ever.
but I'm amazed at all these little joints around DEKALB and Sycamore can survive. So there's obviously people going there spending money. It's like,
Well, and to me, and I've looked at trying to limit this, especially kids. And we got asked on the city council, it's not really the lottery that the kids are going for. They have phones, they have computers, they can get in. They're gambling.
oh yeah, you know, there's a bunch of
Profits.
high school kids gambling right now.
Yeah, and now with the sorry everyone, the Taylor Swift has brought all these little girls. Little girls watch the game with their daddy. They learn the game. Then just watch the commercials. Watch how they're telling you what to bet on. They're teaching you how to gamble.
This is our 21st broadcast, the news and the first time Taylor Swift has been mentioned. So we're trying to.
Because it's not bringing girls into it. It used to just be boys.
All right, let's take a look at the community calendar. Community calendar brought to you by your friends at Stagecoach Players Theater. Go to stagecoachplayerstheater.com to find out all the stuff we're talking about. They're at 126 South 5th Street in DeKalb. The Haunting of Hill House begins on October 30th. We're recording this on the 23rd, so that'll be a week from today. And it's going to be there through November 9th. It sounds like a fun, I don't know if you know this production at all, Justin, but what a great thing that we have our Stagecoach Players Theater and be able to get the kids go and see a scary play, you know?
I love it. And Miss Johnson, you're out there. I'm not going to say your first name. She's very involved in it, always has been. And I try to go when I can. I was very lucky. My mom took me to Chicago. I saw Sandy Duncan as Peter Pan fly over me. I saw Yul Brynner and Annie. I saw Mickey Rooney and Sugar Babies.
Look at this guy name dropping.
Liz Taylor and the dude. My mom wanted to make sure I was cultured. living in DeKalb. And it's kept
That didn't take, I take it. Huh?
It does. I'm a chameleon. I really can. I can look like I'm actually a civilized human when I go into different places. It's you, TV. You bring out the beast.
Dan, what are your thoughts about that? What do you? Are the kids acting? Dan has 6 beautiful kids, and I wonder if any of them got the act.
Yeah.
Any of them got the acting.
Machine.
I remember wooing a girl and I took her to a production downtown. It might have been Rent. But,
You know it was Rent. Come on.
I couldn't resist saying Orange Whip, Orange Whip.
Orange Whip.
3 Orange Whips.
I just watched that Infinity thing. That's Blues Brother. I use that all the
I love this tree.
Orange Whips.
That's
3 Orange
beautiful.
Whips.
Hey, Chicago's a great city for productions like that.
Oh,
Sure.
the theater
And
district is amazing.
I think I saw Cabaret and Terry Hatcher was playing the lead.
Oh my!
So
Yeah,
Glenn,
I would just go and watch
Close
Terry
played the
Hatcher
lead.
stand on the stage.
It's
Yeah. I mean, you get major talent, for the middle of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, and huge stars, and in that area, I love the theater district area of Chicago. And no, it's not on fire. No, there's not shooting every 2 seconds. It's safe as can be. I do it all the time. It's an awesome time, and I really encourage people to go.
All right, but let's talk about local here now because our friends, one of the sponsors of this show is Blue Silo Orchard. At Blue Silo Orchard, they're out there in between. Where are they? Between on Tower Road, 387 Tower Road in Rochelle. It's between Malta and Creston. Now, I tell you, the greatest thing about this one is they're not competing. You got your big one out there, the Genomac. Genomac actually helped them get the Blue Silo Orchard started. So they're more of an old school kind of kickback. So we're encouraging people to go to Blue Silo Orchard this weekend and get a free gallon of apple cider. I mentioned in the
Do
show.
they have the
So-
donuts too?
and they got the donuts too.
They had to
So,
them warm.
gotta have the
crisp
donuts.
Cinnamon donuts.
And that's our look at community calendar. By the way, Kathy Dombeck, one of the Women of Accomplishment at the Lady Athena Awards, will be our guest here in an upcoming podcast, and Donna Wilwright as well. Do you know those two? Do you know?
I know him, but I'm not good buddies with him. I see everybody, and then I talk a lot.
Yes.
So what I try to do is let other people talk at those functions, and I go off to the side. I know it. People don't believe I can do that. Yes, I can.
Now, the obituaries, we always like to include them because, again, I'm just in awe as I became a certain age reading the obituaries, and then you see these lives that people have led. Now, Donna Lane is a typical example. Donna Lane passed away at 97. Donna married John Lane of Sycamore back in 1950, St. Mary's Church in DeKalb. Together, they had 6 children. She worked now I just retired from my radio job, 25 years. I didn't retire. I was asked to leave. And I thought that was pretty monumental. She worked as a surgical nurse at the DeKalb Clinic and the DeKalb Public Hospital and Kishwaukee Community Hospital from 1950 until her retirement in 1990.
God bless.
She was a surgical nurse for 40 years.
I still say that's the hardest job.
I do too.
Nursing is the hardest job. And if people go, no, it's not. Okay, if it's a loved one in that bed, you want the best, nicest nurse ever.
Yeah.
If it's you in that bed. And I worked 5 years at a clinic. I'm sorry, doctors will hate me for saying this. It's the nurses that do all the work. The doctors come in, then they do the review. But I've always told every nurse, you have a job. Nursing, fatherhood, and husband. Those are the jobs I can't do.
All right, very good. Well, Donna,
I'm not good at those 3 jobs.
So God bless Donna Lane. Again, 40 years as a surgical nurse, just incredible. And James Casey was an electrician at Wurlitzer and chief engineer at WLBK. How about that? James was an amateur radio operator as well. His sign WA9KVJ. He served his country proudly in the United States Army from 70 to 72, graduated Kishwaukee College and DeVry. Remember DeVry Institute? And he was a Masonic at the 32nd degree. You know what that means? Masonic
I
at
knew Masonic
32nd.
Temple, but I don't know any of it.
Do you know about that, Dan? He's a Masonic at
It's just that
32nd degree.
It sounds high ranking.
But I always heard, with all you talk about the internet and all our reliance on technology, I heard that shortwave radio could be the way if we have a disaster that the shortwave radio will take over again. I mean, that's why we're going to talk to
none
people.
of the kids will know how to.
I know. That's right. We need people like James around.
People will take over the world again.
And then finally, this lady, Dr. Linda Ducky Liston, born in Denver. Dan and I both spent some time in Denver. Dr. Linda Ducky Liston lived a rich life, healing, and adventure. Honored at the Gerber Scholarship for Women and Medical Students and Richardson Scholarship for International Travel. She used her first medical service trip to go to Haiti to help kids in Haiti, provided care for women at the Intimate of the Dwight Correctional Center. So she worked with women prisoners. Linda joined Northern Illinois University as a physician for the health service and sports medicine. She became a lifelong NIU Husky and devoted fan, serving as the team's physician for all sports and traveling with the Husky to bowl games and tournaments. Linda remained a loyal season ticket holder for basketball and football, often attending games with her mother, Laurel, who she cared for until Laurel passed at 106 years of age. Linda's love for animals included her love for Dachshunds, Jocko, Rusty, Nicky, Barney, and Ellie, and her horse, Gracie, and her budgie, Woody. So she had a budgie. How many people can say they had a budgie?
I did not.
I've actually met Linda.
Did you really? Yeah.
She was a lovely lady.
Wow.
My mother was friends with her.
Okay.
Yeah. A beautiful woman inside and out.
And traveled through the Northern Illinois Travel Society, went to Africa, India, Dubai, Ireland, Germany, Canada, and Alaska, and most of the United States as well. She wrote poems and short stories and regularly attended performances at Kishwaukee Symphony Orchestra, DeKalb Municipal Band, Kishwaukee Concert Band, Jazz in Progress, and Stagecoach Players Theater as well. So what a lady, you know?
What a lady, what a life.
Yeah.
That's, whenever you read those, I was like, man, they really did a better job in life than I did.
I know. And I
They
looked,
really did go higher on the mountain than I did.
there you go, up higher in the mountain.
And
There
I
you
always
go.
have respect. And I love that you do this. I don't know if you've noticed. At city council, I'm almost getting known as the Alderman of Death because it seems all my legends in DeKalb have been dying this year. And so when I'm up there and at the end I get to give my report, every single one I've been giving respect for and telling a little bit about them and how much they meant
Yeah.
to me growing up in this town. And I mean, these are the big legends. Ginny Cook just died 102, which was the head of Virgil Cook and Son, where I worked and bought the company from. And Maury Drury, who I know you guys probably don't know these, but I love saying their names. It's kind of like Elvis again. If you keep saying their name, they don't die. I truly believe in that. That's why my brother I always bring up, and I keep bringing up Maury. He was so great to me. That's one of the lawns I've been mowing. Why? Out of respect.
Okay.
That man, 90 years old, meant a lot to me. And I want to show him from being here on earth how much he meant to me while we were here.
All right, that's great. You know, because when we were at the radio station, people had to pay to get their obit on the radio station. So we thought, well, let's just give it for free here. So,
And I'm going to keep doing it. I hope I don't have to keep doing it. I don't want anybody to die. But
yeah, let's be done with that. Yes.
Man, 2025 isn't even over yet. Legends across entertainment, in our town, across everything are passing away.
And time now for a birthday. You know, I lost my birthday list, unfortunately, too. But we're going to do news quiz here in just a moment. Want to congratulate Ron Anderson, Terry Goodman, and Ken Donald. They've all won tickets to go see the latest production, The Haunting House, which again begins. Well, we're recording this on Thursday. It begins actually tonight, but people will be able to go to that. So thanks to our friends at Stagecoach Players Theater. Our friends at the DeKalb County History Center send us. You know, Justin, do you read the midweek? Do you read the when they go back in time and the little section where they go back 100 years? And,
Yes.
Well, this is an addition to that. So these are different from the ones you see in the midweek. Our friends over at the DeKalb County History Center, go to DeKalbCountyHistoryCenter.org. Find out all the stuff they got going on there. Always a great place to bring the kids there. The first meeting of the Board of Supervisors held in Sycamore, October 1850. The board consists of 13 members from townships with enough population. Now, Genoa, Kingston, Franklin, Vernon. Do you know Vernon? Liberty, Sycamore, Richland, Orange, Shabana, Clinton, Squawk Valley, Salmonock, and Paw Paw. Now, you see, Paw Paw made national news. Did you see that? They have the Paw Paw tournament or Paw Paw celebration every year. Do you know what a Paw Paw is?
I call it two-paw.
Oh, no.
That's what we call it. In DeKalb, you go to two-paw.
I thought he was a rapper. Wasn't he a rapper? No. Do you know about the Paw Paw?
I'm not familiar.
It's an obscure kind of fruit that you can eat, and then Paw Paw, obviously, they grow them there.
Yeah.
So they made the national news
I
with
go to
that.
tractor pulls.
But here's the thing I was wondering about.
I do, I am.
The first order of business was to change the name of Orange to DeKalb. Now, from what research I've done, I always heard that Sycamore was called Orange.
Really?
Yeah, it was called Orange before it became Sycamore. Here it says Orange, and names of Orange to become DeKalb, Richland to Pampas, which is now Cortland, and Liberty to Mayfield.
They did some weird stuff.
That's what they did back then. That's the other one. The other one's really good here, too, with the superheroes are indefinitely in this holiday season, October 1975. TV characters like Superman, Planet of the Apes, Spider-Man, Batman, Evil Knievel, and the $6 million man costume.
That action figure.
They're taking over the top spots in disguises from old standbys like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck or even Bozo. But noses.
Bozo, too.
noses, hairs, and vampire teeth are selling quite well. Yeah, Bozo's always interesting because
I threw a tantrum.
my brother was a Cub Scout and he was 2 guys over from the Magic Arrow. He missed the Magic Arrow
Same with me.
by 2 people. So,
And I threw a tantrum. I've been waiting to do the grand prize game, and my mom had to physically remove me. It was an embarrassing moment. I got removed from Bozo.
Oh, what a kid got bucket number 6.
Oh.
Yeah, but 2 away from me it was. The
I know.
arrow signals, and the kid gets up. I go, come on, with these ears, hit me.
and
he
the Schwinn 10-speed bicycle. That was the big thing. The
Yes.
Schwinn 10-speed bicycle, boy. That was a big gift
did.
there.
Cookie the clown.
Is that on anymore? Is the Bozo live?
Bozo's gone.
Is it gone? Okay,
Yeah.
that's a couple of reincarnations there wasn't comfortable with anyway. So we always do the news quiz just like we did on the old show here in the news quiz. Dan, you might have a question.
Yeah, was Wizzo was a member.
Wizzo
of-
was on there. Wizzy woo.
Well, I understand they did a little drinking too.
Oh, they were drunk as hell.
I think
Now
they
that
were. I mean,
look back, yeah, they were.
who was the other clown?
Cookie?
Cookie.
It was
Yeah, Cookie
Bozo.
was definitely
And then
involved.
Frazier, what was his
Frazier
name?
Frazier Thomas. Yeah.
Frazier Thomas.
Ringmaster Ned.
Yes.
That's right.
God, we're old.
TJ, what are you giving
Well,
away?
funny you should ask because we happen to have now this is not your average, this is not a bucket and a rag car wash. We have a Ralph's full service car wash from Ralph's Full Service Car Wash. Again, you can give them a call 899-3900. They're at 1820 Mercantile Drive there across Menards. This is a deluxe car wash from Ralph's Full Service Car Wash and happy to report that Ralph is feeling well. Ralph Sherman a little under the weather, but he's back and healthy as ever. And John Fan of Pizza Villa. Dan, Justin, I know you know John, and boy,
love John.
is there a better person walking the face of the earth? I don't think so.
No, actually, can I tell a quick story?
Please.
All right, a few weeks ago, John Finn, his son CJ, and his 2 grandsons went to the Chicago Bears Dallas Cowboy game. First time ever for all of them. I worked there back when I was a teenager in the 20s, and that man treated me so well, and he's been like family. I gave him my season tickets to that game so they could all go.
Oh, good for you.
And he had just the best day, except his grandkids are Cowboy fans.
Oh, geez.
So and my friends that were sitting next to him said their tears tasted great. And I go, that's so mean. But that's how much I love John Finn, and I told him that. I said, out of respect to you, you've been nothing but one of the greatest mentors and greatest men to me my whole life in this town.
All right, well
And
put.
the Finn family, they are family to me.
Perfect. All right, well done. Well done. All right, so yeah, you get the gift certificate to Pizza Villa, pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and more. The deluxe car wash from Ralph's Full Service Car Wash, plus a gallon of apple cider if you head out there to Blue Silo Orchard when you play the News Podcast News Quiz.
DeKalb City Crews will be picking these up starting October 27th at your house.
All right. Oh, great. I got one of them there. What is that? What are they picking up? If you can tell me that, TD Ryan 2001 at yahoo.com. Again, for the car wash, the Pizza Villa gift certificate, and the apple cider, TD Ryan 2001 at yahoo.com. Well, Justin, again, we called you at the last minute for this. Obviously, we never prep you at all, so you have no idea.
Out of the bullpen.
Oh, out of the bullpen there. And you get the clothes. You got the clothes, and we appreciate that. What do you want to say to the folks now here? Just to give them a little blast there. Because, you know, I know you speak at city council meetings, but not everybody attends those and hears.
No, or listens or anything. Just basically, I've really enjoyed my time the last 6 months, good and bad. And I really do encourage anyone. I'm all over this town when I'm not working. Come up to me, talk to me. I don't really like right now Alderman Carlson.
I know, do we have to address you as Alderman?
I'm Justin. That's it. Ask me about anything. You'll see that I don't like the way that politics have made humans different than other humans. We treat them different, everything. We shouldn't. That the moment I swear in, I turn into another human. No, I'm going to be, and that's like we were talking about earlier. What I'd like to leave it with is you don't have to be an elected official to help your city or town. I've been doing it decades. You have prior to being alderman. I will continue to do it after my term is up. And that's what I put at these elections. And I love everyone to really focus on. When the ones that lose, what are they doing? Now, we both know a friend, Michael Embry. He keeps going.
Yeah.
He is committed to those veterans in this town. And that's what I love. I may not agree with Michael all the time, but I love that. Where are the other ones? What are you doing? Because if you say all that, I say talk that sass during election, back it up. If not, I don't want to listen to your sass. That's what I'd love to leave everyone with, is that about DeKalb, and enjoy it. It's going to be the holidays, man. I love it. And go Bears.
We don't want to listen to your sass anymore, all right?
Yeah.
So I appreciate it. Justin Carlson coming in from the bullpen, the fourth ward alderman from DeKalb. Appreciate that so much. Dan, we always give you the final word, the oak tree of the news department here at the podcast. What do you want to throw at the vote?
Oh, I'll be out with the tots trick-or-treating on Friday night, the 31st.
Have they all settled on the costumes? What do we got? Give me a couple.
One of them is going to be a Chicago Bear.
All right, there you go.
The others, I'm not sure yet, but just make sure you drive defensively when you're driving
Yes.
And next week, we're going to have Veronica Garcia Martinez on with us. Hopefully, if she can fit us into her schedule. And she's been with the local, what's happening ice and locally there. So we're going to learn from her about that. So thanks again, Justin, for stepping in. We appreciate it.
And thank you for letting me play my music.
That's right.
Let's
We'll
have Elvis play
leave you
us
with
out, man.
Justin Carlson's exit music. And that's TD Ryan Unleashed, News Podcast number 21.
TD Ryan Unleashed is brought to you by Scott Zyman, your State Farm insurance agent. Scott can help you save money bundling your home and auto insurance. Call 815-748-3101 or stop by at 2587 Sycamore Road, Suite D in DeKalb. Like a good neighbor, Scott Zyman and State Farm are there. Pizza Villa, pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and more at 824 West Lincoln Highway in DeKalb. For delivery or pickup, call 815-758-8116 or go to pizzavilla.com. My Insurance Guys in Sycamore, family owned, local, reliable. My Insurance Guys cover Medicare to auto and everything in between. Call us in Sycamore at 815-899-0950. My Insurance Guy, business, auto, home, life, and health at myinsuranceguy.com. And Eldercare Services of DeKalb County, safe, secure, and supported, helping you stay at home where you want to be. Call 815-758-6550 or stop in at 1701 East Lincoln Highway in DeKalb or on the web at ecsdekalb.org.
Also brought to you by Blue Silo Orchard. Blue Silo Orchard would like to invite you to their orchard at 19387 Tower Road in Rochelle. You can find us on Facebook at Blue Silo Orchard for up-to-date hours. We now have a variety of apples and pears and along with pumpkins and even some sunflowers left. You can find us on Facebook at bluesiloorchard.com. That's bluesiloorchard.com.